I was an assistant for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And then I was Michael's photographer for 2 years after that.
And how did that happen?
Oh my gosh, this is going to be a long video. I don't know where to start. I mean, basically, when I worked as the assistant, I worked and did all the Super Bowl and the black or white video and a bunch of different things. And when we came back from tour, they told me that they had let go of the other photographer who I worked for, and so I thought I was done. And then 2 weeks after they told me that, they called me and they said, "Would you like to interview for the position?" And I did an interview, and then they flew me to New York, and I did a test shoot with Michael, and he liked me, and they said, "You have the job."
Cool. And how do you remember Michael now?
That's a really good question. I remember him as being phenomenally kind and very intuitive. He understood things about me that I didn't really. He just like seemed to understand really, really deep things about my personality and the way that I approach life, and the fact that he could understand those things while he was recording albums and doing music videos and doing all of the different things that he had to do made me very impressed with him. And I think that it came from the fact that he was genuinely interested in people.
That's interesting, because that's maybe the reason why he felt comfortable to have you as a photographer. What do you think about
I believe so. I mean, he told me once that he always felt comfortable with me, and that my whole approach to photography is that when I'm working with people, I try to erase everything from me that's not authentic, everything that's a facade, everything that's bullshit. I don't know if I can say bullshit here, but I'm going to. Sure. I try to just make all that go away, so that who I present to you is who I authentically am, and then who you present to me is who you authentically are. And that has been the whole secret to my success as a photographer.
Yeah.
So and I've been doing it 32 years now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And we love your photographs, and especially the smile shooting.
Oh, thank you.
And
thank you so much.
They're so on the screen shootings, and you are not alone, and so good shots.
Thank you.
So I think you're proud of that, are you?
I am. I'm humbled by it. It's like today Brad Buxer said something. He said the thing that you just said, that Michael could spot in my personality something that was what he liked, and it's like, that's amazing. I just feel just very, very, very fortunate that I've been able to have all of these opportunities.
How would you describe him as a human being to someone who never met him?
I always would say incredibly kind. I would say incredibly intuitive. I did have, and I meant to tell this story today, but I didn't get an opportunity to. Sometimes you work with artists that are so deeply into their art that it's like they're in another area code, another, they're like on another planet. And one time I was talking to him in the studio, and we were in like a lounge part of the studio, and he, in the other room, they started playing back a song. As soon as the song came on, he's like, I completely lost his attention. But that's kind of how Michael was that he, especially with music, as soon as there was music, that was where his soul went to. And I always thought that was a very, very interesting thing. I've worked with a couple of Olympic level athletes, and you would talk to them about other things, and they would you'd say, do you like music? Do you like this? Do you like that? But then you'd ask them about their sport, and as soon as you talked about their sport, it was that level of attention. And I think that for me, there's that's sort of like when you see somebody that's really a genius, it's like that's where they go. And I'm not there. I have many, many interests and many, many things. I think that I'm not trying to be falsely modest, but I think that I'm a good photographer. I don't think I'm a great photographer. I know great photographers and all of that, but it's like when you work with somebody who's really, really a genius, and it's a word that gets used a lot, but it's not something, there are not a lot of geniuses, but there's this quality that Michael had of just like intense focus. And so that's one thing about him that I would say.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. It was a pleasure.
Yes, of course. It was not really prepared, but
that's okay. You did great.
It's not I'm not so good in English, so that's why
I think that you did great. What's your native language?
German.
Swiss German. So my Swiss German is not very good at all. I don't know.
Sure, you should not. So maybe there's just one other question. Some people describe when Michael came into the room, there was a special aura around him, and everyone was focusing, was watching him, and wanted to be around him. Everyone. So how did you feel about it? Because you experienced a lot. I think when you spent time with him, he was down to earth.
Right.
Well, that's what you told us.
Well, and there was there definitely was an energy that he had. But what I also sensed that there were many people that wanted to always take from him. And I made a promise to myself that I was never going to take from him. Because it's like I wanted to be one person that he interacted with that never asked for an autograph, that never asked for a picture with him, that never asked him to, to pay for my grandmother's surgery or something like that. Because I wanted him to see me as like a peer, like a fellow artist. And I don't think that I'm on the same level, but I do think that by always keeping it professional like that, and for not asking that, I think that it was just a way of me showing the deep respect that I had for him. And so I'm proud of that.
Sure. And he definitely considered you as a great photographer because he worked with the best.
I guess I don't know. I still I'm not comfortable with. I mean, I just think that I'm good, but I don't think that I'm great. I know what great is, and I still aspire to that. Yeah. So one day maybe. So
yeah, sure. You're one of the greats. Okay. That's cool. That's
thank you.
Thank you a lot for having this.
Thank you.
Conversation.
Yes.
Have a good time.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for filming, Juanita.
Am I allowed to add one or two questions, or is it too long?
No, I'm fine.
All right. Then, is there one little incident in all the time that you spent with Michael that you would consider your favorite memory of him, or is it just one big impression?
Well, there were many that, I mean, I don't know if it's like ask a mother what's your favorite child, I mean, maybe a mother has a favorite child, but one of my favorite moments was when he sang Smile to Me, and for whoever is viewing it, Michael called me and said, come to my apartment to talk to me, and I walked over to his apartment in Trump Tower, and he asked me if I knew the song Smile. And I said, I think so. And he's like, well, here, I'll sing it. So about this far away from him, a cappella, he sang this song. And it was one of the most incredible things. There was no accompaniment, no microphone, just a man and a voice singing. And it gave me gooseflesh, so.
And the other thing that I was wondering, I mean, he's been gone for a long time, but he seems to be pretty much alive in your memory. So if you had the chance to say something to him now, is there anything that is on the tip of your tongue? Anything that comes to mind?
That is a very good question. Nobody's ever asked me that question before.
Really?
Honestly. And what I would tell him is I would tell him that the message that I give to the fans is that if they want to honor his memory, then what they should be doing is they should be standing up for the things that he stood up for: equality, inclusion, kindness. And it's like, if a fan, you know, I think that a lot of fans, they think that they keep his memory alive by buying a lot of the products and collecting, and that's fine. I'm not saying that that's wrong. But if you're not also fighting for equality and inclusion and kindness, then you're not really honoring what the man was about. And so I would tell him, thank you for setting that example for me, and that is the thing that I'm doing, that is a part of my life every single day. And so I would just want him to know that's how he touched my life.
It's all about the love, huh?
Exactly.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.